Akash, am I audible to both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We will start from chapter 1, some basic concepts of chemistry.
Yes.
Some basic concepts of chemistry. We will start from very basic, like matter and all that studied in class 9th. Okay, Mohammed,
Yes, sir.
how much percentage you got in class 10?
94%, sir.
Akash, what about you?
82%.
Very nice. Some basic concepts of chemistry. Importance of chemistry. We will talk about importance of chemistry first. In our day-to-day life, everywhere is chemistry. Like we are having food, there is chemistry, chemical compounds involved in everywhere. Okay, just like we are taking medicines that is made up of compounds, different types of compounds. Okay, so here we will talk about matter. What is matter? Akash and Mohammed, do you remember what is matter?
Or is it something that's made up of atoms?
Okay, the basic definition of matter is like anything which occupies a space and have some mass. Anything which occupies some space, like having volume and have some mass, is called matter. As for example, like chair, it has some mass and volume. And what about air? Air is a matter or not?
Yes, sir. Because it occupies space and have mass also.
It has volume as well as it has mass.
Yes.
What about a smell?
No, sir.
No. Sir.
No,
No.
it doesn't have volume and doesn't occupy. It doesn't have volume and it doesn't have mass. What about like it is a smell or love? Love is just a feeling, not
Feeling, yeah.
a
Not a
matter.
matter. Yes.
Okay. So now we came to know about matter. Anything which occupies a space, means having volume and have some mass, is called matter. Chemistry starts from matter, then we will go for physical classification and chemical classification. Just write it, then we will discuss about physical and chemical classification. Akash, do you have maths or bio? And what about you, Mohammed?
So I have maths, physics, and chemistry.
Okay.
Me too. PCMB.
Okay, PCMB.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now there is two base of classification of matter. The first one is physical classification. Physical classification. Physical classification is the classification that we observe by touching it, or physically we can observe, or by seeing and we can observe. That is physical classification. So basically physical classification of matter is of three types, like solid, liquid, and gas. There are three types of physical classification of matter, which is solid, liquid, and gas. And fourth one is plasma, that is not in our syllabus. Now we will talk about what is solid, what is liquid, and what is gas. On what factor does this physical state depends? It all depends upon two factors, and majorly it depends upon temperature. It depends upon temperature. like mm, just cut it down. It depends upon intermolecular forces of attraction. Intermolecular forces of attraction, force of attraction. In solid, the intermolecular force of attraction is very high, and in liquid, the intermolecular force of attraction is moderate, and in gaseous state or in gases, the intermolecular forces of attraction is very, very low. That's why the particles in the gases are very, very far away from each other, and in liquid, they are near to each other, and in solid, they are tightly packed with each other. This is the main factor of intermolecular force of attraction. Okay, this is the main factor for physical state, basically solid, liquid, and gas. So we can write IMF, that is intermolecular force of attraction in solid is very high. In this liquid, moderate. Intermolecular forces of attraction moderate, and in gases very, very low, or we can say negligible, very, very low. Now we will talk about characteristics of solid. So it has definite shape and volume. Both are definite, volume as well as shape. And about liquid, it has definite volume. It has definite volume, but not definite shape. But not definite shape. Just suppose I'm having 1 liter of water in bottle. And the shape of water is like bottle. Now I just put it in bucket. The volume will be 1 liter, but the shape of water is like bucket. That's why the shape of liquid is not fixed, is not definite, but the volume is definite. Okay. And now we came about gas. It doesn't have neither fixed volume nor neither fixed volume nor fixed shape. Okay. Got it, Akash and Mohammed?
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
is
sir.
the difference between solid, liquid, and gas?
Yes, sir.
This is the main factor: intermolecular forces of attraction, very high, moderate, very low. Fixed shape and size, neither fixed shape nor fixed volume. And what about liquid? Fixed volume but not fixed shape. Okay. Should I change the slide?
So just a second.
Okay. And we can easily convert the physical state from solid to liquid, liquid to gas.
Done, sir.
Done. Akash, done.
So one second, just one second.
Okay. Take your time.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now we can easily change the physical state of any matter: solid, liquid, and gas. If we heat the solid, we will get liquid, and again if we will heat enough, then it will convert into gaseous state. And if we want to change gas into liquid, then we will cool it. And if we want to change liquid state to solid state, then again we will cool it. Okay. So this is the process we can this is the method we can change solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. Done. Mohammad Akarsh.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in our daily life, like we just keep a bottle of water in freezer, then we will get ice that is in solid state. So if we will cool continuously, then we will get solid, and if we will heat solid, then we will get liquid. And again if we will heat like liquid, if we are boiling water at 100 degrees centigrade, then we will get water vapor. Okay. Now
Yes.
we will discuss about chemical classification. Chemical classification is further divided into two parts. Is further divided into two parts, like mixtures and pure substances. Like mixture and pure substances. And pure substances is further divided into two parts: elements and compound. And we can say also in three parts, like molecule. Pure substances are further divided into three parts: elements, molecule, and compound. And mixture are further divided into two parts, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. Heterogeneous. Write it down in your note. Then we will discuss about mixture and homogeneous and heterogeneous and all.
Done.
Akash, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mixtures. I will write the definition first, then I will explain it. When two or more substances mixed with each other in any proportion, a mixture is formed. Basically here what happens when we mix two or more substances, like just take a glass of water and some gram of sugar and mix it, then we will get mixture. If you want to add water plus sugar plus salt, then it is a mixture. In any proportion we can mix. This is the difference between compound and mixture. Compound is always made by a fixed proportion, And if you change the proportion, then you will get another compound, not the same compound. And what about mixture? We can mix in any proportion. Okay, then here two or more substances mixed with each other in any proportion, then we get mixture. There are two types of mixture. One is homogeneous and other is heterogeneous. First we will discuss about homogeneous. What is homogeneous mixture? A mixture which is uniform throughout, which is uniform throughout the solution. What does it mean? Just take an example, sugar plus water. Sugar plus water. If you, after mixing, if you see after some times or stir it regularly, then we cannot differentiate where is water and where is sugar. From top to bottom, it will look like same. That means a mixture which has phase equals to 1. This defines it is homogeneous or heterogeneous. It is a glass and from top to bottom, it is same. It looks same. We cannot differentiate by watching it where is the sugar present in water. It looks like same. This is homogeneous mixture, uniform throughout the solution. This type of mixture is called homogeneous mixture. The mixture which has phase equals to 1 is called homogeneous mixture. Sugar plus water, salt plus water, it is homogeneous mixture. And what is a heterogeneous mixture? Then we can define heterogeneous mixture, a mixture which is not uniform, which is non-uniform or not uniform throughout the solution. Throughout the solution. Or a mixture which has phase greater than 1. Just we will take an example, water plus sand. When we mix sand into water, we will see the sand will go in the bottom and settle down, and we can distinguish that in the bottom the sand is present. Like if it is a glass of water, here the sand will be present, so it will look different from the other part of the glass. So it has two phase equals to 2. And we can also take example like water plus oil. It also have two phase, like density of oil is lesser than water, so then it has water from this to this part, and it will have oil from this to this part, and phase equals to 2. Then the mixture which has phase greater than 1 is heterogeneous mixture, and the mixture which has phase greater than equals to 1, phase equals to 1, that is homogeneous mixture. Understood? Akars,
Yes, sir.
Mohammed? Okay,
Yes.
right. If you have any doubt, then ask me.
Yes, sir.
We can write more examples. Water plus milk.
So the saturated and super saturated solutions are comes under the heterogeneous mixtures.
Super saturated solutions comes under heterogeneous.
Yeah, because
Uh,
homogeneous equal, right?
just give an example.
Like sir, yeah, same like sugar plus water. But if you milk more sugar, mix more sugar in water, the sugar granules they remain. They just get remain.
It will just get solid. It will come into solid state. Like if you are mixing sugar
Yeah, too
more
much.
than water,
Yeah,
then it will just come in solid state. And what will it be? The um, homogeneous or heterogeneous? What
yeah.
do you think?
Sir, maybe heterogeneous because homogeneous uniform because it's not uniform, right?
Okay, uniform is like what do you mean by uniform?
So then it gets mixed completely.
Uniform is like means from top to bottom it will look like same,
Yeah,
uniform everywhere.
yeah,
And if there will be uneven distribution of sugar in water, then it will be unsaturated, sorry, then
right.
it will be heterogeneous mixture. And if there will be uniformly distributed everywhere, the sugar is distributed everywhere uniformly, then it will be homogeneous.
Yes.
Yes. Done.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. And generally it is homogeneous mixture, because from top to bottom it will almost look like same there, and that's why it is homogeneous. Just think that you are dissolving 5 gram of sugar in 1 liter of water, then you just increase it from 5 gram to 500 gram,
Yes.
then it will absorb some water. And uh,
The,
there will be a situation, then on that time we cannot dissolve any more
yes.
sugar, and it will be left in solid state. That time it will be heterogeneous. Done.
Yes, sir.
Akash.
So one second.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next slide. Now we will discuss about pure substances. And pure substances are the substances which are made up of single atoms. Okay, here comes element. What is element? First we will define it, and then discuss about it. It consists of only one type of atom. It consists of only one type of atom. Any substance which contains only one type of atom is an element. As for example, like whole periodic table: hydrogen, helium, lithium, silver, gold, platinum, neon, helium, argon. It's all element. Element has two forms. It can exist in atomic form as well as in molecular form. And generally elements exist in molecular form. Element, we can write element in two form, atomic and molecular. And generally it exists in molecular form because it achieves noble gas configuration. Chemistry is all about stability. Every elements, you would saw periodic table, Akars and Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The 18th group that you have seen, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Do you know about this group?
They are noble gases, sir.
They are noble gases. Akars,
Yes, sir.
noble gases. Do you know about this noble gases?
Sir, not really, sir.
Okay. Then listen it. Noble gases are most stable elements. Most stable elements. In class 9th, you have studied like helium, atomic number of helium. Akars,
Yes, sir.
atomic number of helium. Do you know?
Sir, 2.
2. Neon, 10.
Yeah.
Argon, 18. The main point is that in chemistry, the atom in their first shell must have 2 electrons. In the second shell, they must have 8 electrons. In the third shell, they must have 8 electrons. Okay. Must have means what? If they want to be stable, then it must have 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay. So every elements from the periodic table except this, because they are stable, because they have 8 electron in their outermost shell, or we can say that they have fulfilled in their outermost shell. The electron present are fulfilled. Every element in the periodic table just want to achieve configuration like 18th group or noble gas. So element exists in two form. One atomic form that I have written here, and another one is molecular form. Molecular form. For a stability, they make bonds to get the outermost shell fulfilled. Okay.
Yes.
So just see, atomic form is like example hydrogen, helium, lithium. And in molecular form, you have seen like H2, Cl2, N2, O2. Class 10, in class 10th, you have studied covalent bond.
Yeah.
Akarsh,
Yeah, yes, sir.
do you remember covalent bond? Why hydrogen make bonds like HH? Electron dot structure.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Akarsh,
Sir, not very clear, sir.
not very clear. See here, hydrogen has 1 electron in the outermost shell. Just answer my question. How many electrons does hydrogen want right now?
Sir, 8.
No. In the
Two?
first shell,
Oh,
2.
two.
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 In the first shell, 2. The hydrogen has 1 electron in the outermost shell. Another hydrogen just come up and it also has 1 electron. And both hydrogen needs 2 electrons. Then they will share 1 electron from each other and they make bonds. And they will have 2 electrons. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So here H bond H will look like H2, and it is molecular form. It is molecular form or molecule. So then element exists in two form: atomic form and molecular form. Here hydrogen, atomic form. Then they make bond and H2 is like H2. Then it is molecule. Okay, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Akars, okay, write it. Element, atomic form, molecular form. Molecular form is like H2, Cl2, N2, O2. It is not necessary that it will always have 2, but it can be O3, P4, S8, but generally it will be 2, H2Cl2 and 2. In most of the elements make molecules like H2Cl2 and N2O2. They will combine with each other and share their electron and have this configuration. Element consists of only one type of atoms. Done.
Yes, sir.
Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Now we will talk about molecule. Is just we talked about molecule. We will define it. Molecule, when two or more same element combine, they form molecule. They form molecule. Like as for example, oxygen will combine with oxygen and give O2. Nitrogen will combine with nitrogen and give N2. Chlorine will combine with chlorine and give Cl2. Fluorine will combine with fluorine and give F2. Phosphorus will combine with 4 other phosphorus atom and give P4. Sulfur will combine with 8 other sulfur and give S8. It is an example from class 10th, carbon and its compound. Okay.
Yes.
And we can have this is all molecule. When two or more elements combine, same elements combine, then we have molecule. And what about compound? When two or more different atoms combine, they form compound. When two or more different atoms, when two or more different atoms or elements combine, they form compound. They form compound. As for example, H2O, water, CaCO3, calcium carbonate, CaO, calcium oxide, H2SO4, sulfuric acid. It's all compound. Done.
Yes, sir.
Akash.
So 1 minute. Sir.
Okay. Here is the biggest difference between mixture and compound or molecule. In both the places, like mixture, they combine or mix, and in molecule, combine, two or more elements combine, and in compound, two or more different elements combine or mix. Okay. Done, Akash?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, for the formation of compound,
Sir, how do you spell S8? Like, how do you say it?
what?
In what wordings you write it? Sulfur 8. Sir. How do you say it? S8.
Like yeah,
Like oxygen, then you or O3 you call some different name, right?
O3 is ozone.
Ozone, yeah. So S8 is
We just say it acid like molecules of sulfur, or
Right.
we can say octasulfur like dioxygen,
yeah, like
dinitrogen, dichlorine, difluorine, tetraphosphorus. Then we can say it
octasulfur.
octasulfur, or sulfur exists in other molecular form like S6.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hexasulfur.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And it also exists like S2 disulfur.
Nice.
Okay, but it's highly unstable or less stable S2.
Yes.
Okay, Akash, did you get it?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for the formation of compound, it is very important, and here is a concept. Just see, carbon plus half O2 will give CO. Do you know what is the name of CO, Akash? CO. Which compound is this? Have you
Is
forgotten
it
it?
carbon dioxide?
Carbon monoxide. It
Oh,
is carbon
sorry.
monoxide. And let's take C plus O2 will give CO2. Okay. And what's its name? Mohammed?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. It's carbon dioxide. And let's say take an example like 10 gram or 100 gram sugar plus half liter water, half liter H2O, then it will be sugar solution. Okay. And if you just increase like 200 gram sugar and half liter water, and it will be same sugar solution. Will it be or not?
Yes, sir.
Akash?
So, yes, sir.
Just the difference is that it will be more sweeter than this one, but it will also be it is just like the previous one, sugar solution. The main difference is that if you are changing the proportion between carbon and oxygen, then you are getting different compound, aren't you? If you are taking carbon and oxygen O2, half of oxygen, we are taking half of oxygen, then we are getting carbon monoxide. And if we are if we are reacting carbon with oxygen, dioxygen, here it is also dioxygen, but it is half of dioxygen, and here it is full one dioxygen, and we are getting carbon dioxide. The main difference is that for a given compound, the proportion is fixed. If you change the proportion, then you will get different compound. Okay, Muhammad?
Yes.
Akash?
Yes, sir.
Just see, I am explaining it again. If we are taking one carbon and half of dioxygen, then we are getting carbon monoxide. Now we are changing the proportion. If we are taking one carbon and one dioxygen, here it is half dioxygen and here it is one dioxygen, we are getting carbon dioxide. And both the gases are different or not? Both the compounds are different or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then keep it in mind. If we are changing the proportion, then we will get different compounds. Okay, now come to the next biggest difference between mixture and compound. Here it is sugar and here it is water, and we will have sugar solution in which we will taste water as well as sugar. Are you getting my point? If we mix sugar plus water, then we will get the taste of sugar and water as well as, Mohammed?
Yes, sir. Sugar plus.
Akash,
Yes,
sugar
sir.
plus, we will get the taste of water, sugar plus water. Okay.
Yes.
Now, here it is carbon plus here it is oxygen, and we will get carbon dioxide. Okay. And here it is H2 plus here it is half O2, and we will get H2O. Just see the example. Sugar, water. We are getting the taste of both sugar and water. But now here, hydrogen. Hydrogen is combustible. You know what is combustible?
Yes, sir. It can burn.
It can burn, or it is the supporter of combustion. Combustion means for burning. Okay, Akash?
Yes, sir.
And here it is oxygen. Its properties are different from hydrogen. But when we combine hydrogen and oxygen, we get water. We get water, and its
Non-combustible.
properties, it is non-combustible, and its properties, the properties of water will be entirely different from H2 and O2.
Yes, sir.
This is the compound. When we mix two different or three different or more than two different elements together, then the compound, then the product formed is entirely different from individuals. Okay, but in mixture, sugar plus water is equal to sugar solution, and here sugar solution will have taste like sugar and will have properties like sugar, and also sugar solution has properties like water and taste like water. Got it? The
Sir.
difference between sugar mixture and compound.
Yes, sir.
Akash,
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes, sir.
now what is who is responsible for this? This is all because of bond, because of bond formation between oxygen and hydrogen. Here H2 we can represent the bond between HH. It has different property, and here O2 has like this. Okay, and it has different properties. Now the bond breaking and bond making a new bond formation, and that is a new compound is formed. That's why its properties are entirely different from individuals. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
this is the main difference. Just write it in your own language. And we have a good examples about it, and it's very interesting for you. If you are done, then tell me. Mhm. Done, Akash, Mohammed.
So one second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take your time, and take your time, Akash.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Very good. Done.
How H2 plus half O2 gives H2O? It should not be half, right? It should be full. 1/2 O2.
Yeah. What you just said?
Sir, you wrote here H2 plus half O2.
Half O2, and it's
Should be complete,
just see how many oxygen present in O2. How many oxygen present in O2?
Two, sir.
2. And if I'm doing half of O2, that means half of O2
Okay.
How many oxygen present in
200%.
O2? 2 oxygen, and half of I am taking half of it, then only 1 oxygen left, and here it is 1
Okay.
oxygen.
sir.
Okay. And remember, this is all the part of balancing. We can also write 2H2 plus O2 will give 2H2O. I can write it. It is, and it's just product. I just wrote it. Akash,
Yes, sir.
done.
Yes, sir.
Mohammed.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Now we will talk about some definitions like mass and weight. Okay. Simple and basic definitions and know about it, like mass, weight, density, volume, temperature. First, we will talk about mass and weight. Akash,
Yes, sir.
your weight. Your weight.
What's that?
What's your weight?
Sir, 50, 52, something like that.
50 what? 50 liter?
No, kgs.
Kg. Very good. And Mohammed, what about you? Just tell
Long
it.
time ago, I measured, so I don't remember exactly. Maybe 60.
60 what?
Yeah,
Liter?
kg, sir. Kg.
60 kg.
60 grams, sir. You can write.
I am asking about weight. What about mass? Akash, what's your mass? If you are telling me your weight is 60 kg, 50 kg, or 60 kg, Mohammed, then what about mass? What's your mass? Mohammed?
So mass.
Hmm.
Yeah, mass and weight are different, right?
Yes.
Sir, mass is without gravity, right? If you take out gravity, then the mass.
You are
comes.
just going opposite from everywhere. You just told your mass in weight.
Total our mass. So weight is
Yes.
against the gravity. Like if gravity is not present, then it's
Yes.
weight.
Yes. Just see the definition and you will get it. Mass is amount of substance amount of matter contained in any substance and its SI unit is kg. What about weight? It is a type of force. You have studied in class 9th. It is a type of force which acts towards the center of Earth. Towards the center of Earth. Just see it. If it is a type of force, then what's its SI unit? SI unit of force?
So unit
Great
is,
scientist.
meter per second. Newton.
Newton. See the difference? Weight is the type of force which acts towards the center of Earth, and we have a formula from class 9th, W equals to mg. Whenever someone asks what is your weight, then your weight will be 60 into z. Just take 10 for calculation, simple calculation, and it's your weight will be 600 Newton, and Akash, your weight will be 500 Newton. And what about mass? Akash, your mass is 50 kg, and Mohammed, your mass is 60 kg, and the weight is 600 Newton. Got it? The difference?
Okay, sir.
But in chemistry, we consider same. If I'm saying weight, that means I'm talking about mass. Okay, it's a
Okay.
physics difference.
Yes.
But in physics, you will take it seriously. If the question talk about weight, then we will calculate weight, and if mass, then mass.
So, sir, in chemistry, mass and weight are the same?
Yes,
Okay.
same. Molecular mass or molecular mass. If I will say molecular mass, that is mass, and if I will say molecular weight, that is also molecular mass. Mass is equal to weight. Done.
Just
Okay, take your time. Uh, both of you are from math side. So remember one thing, chemistry is very scoring for your competitive exams, and take it seriously. It's also, I think, easier than maths and physics. Which subject you are interested in, Mohammed and Akarsh? Physics, chemistry, maths?
Uh, so there's not. No,
Honestly, answer
I
should be
don't know, sir.
usually you don't know.
Not
Okay.
sure.
What about you, Mohammed?
sir, till 10th it was maths and chemistry, but this year
Mhm.
chemistry.
Just take it lightly,
Yes,
chemistry, and revise whatever I teach you,
yes, sir.
and practice more and more question, because it is really very easy to score if you are going according to me or going according to your syllabus.
Yes.
Revise all. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we will talk about density. What is density? Density, from definition, it is like mass per unit volume is called density. Mass per unit volume. And there will be a mathematical formula from this term, mass per unit volume. Density is equal to mass per unit volume, means mass upon volume. Density equals to mass upon volume. And what is the SI unit of density? Then we can calculate from this formula. Just tell me, what is the SI unit of mass?
kg.
Kg. Very good. And volume? What is the SI unit of volume?
Meter.
Meter. Meter is the SI unit of distance.
Distance.
Then it will be meter cube.
Yes.
Just see the difference. This SI unit is very important and it is Système International. In different countries, they have a local units. But when we talk about on international system, like scientists in IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, or IUPAP, Pure Applied Physics, then different scientists from different countries talk in same units, and that is SI units. Okay, you
Yes.
have seen the mass of WWE wrestler in pounds,
Yes.
but in our daily life we generally take mass in kg
Okay.
or gram. Okay, so on international system we just take SI system.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that there will be no confusion between scientists, or got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next, volume. Volume is actually capacity. Volume is actually capacity, and its SI unit will be meter cube. It can have more unit like centimeter cube, kilometer cube, liter, milliliter, decimeter cube, but SI unit is meter cube. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, and it can also have gram per centimeter cube, or gram per liter, or gram per ml, according to the requirement. Okay,
Yes.
now we will talk about temperature. Temperature is basically measurement of hotness or coldness. Measurement of hotness or coldness. Now, SI unit,
That's Kelvin.
of temperature is Kelvin.
Yes.
Other units are degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Now we need to have a relation between Kelvin, degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit. As we already know about 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meter, 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. We know about it now, or I
Yes.
should make you right.
No, no, sir. No, sir.
Oh, sir.
Now there is a relation between Kelvin and degree centigrade. If you want to change degree centigrade into Kelvin, then degree centigrade, whatever degree centigrade is given, just add 273 in it. Just suppose you have given 25 degree centigrade and we need to change it in Kelvin, then Kelvin equals to 273 plus 25 degree centigrade is equal to 298 Kelvin. Got it?
Yes.
Then
Yes, sir.
this is the formula. And if you have given Kelvin and you need to change into degree centigrade, then degree centigrade is equal to Kelvin, whatever Kelvin is given, minus 273. Just write it.
So from Celsius to Fahrenheit, it was something like C plus 9 by 5 into 100 something, right?
Yes, 9 by 5 into C plus 32.
Okay.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Now we have a relation between, or formula you can write, relation between degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit. Okay, there is no direct relationship between Kelvin and degree Fahrenheit. If it will be, then you will study in physics, thermal properties of matter and all that. Degree Fahrenheit equals to 9 by 5 degree centigrade plus 30. Okay, you can easily change it. If degree Fahrenheit is given, then we can calculate degree centigrade, and if it degree centigrade is given, then we can calculate degree Fahrenheit. Got it? Mohammed and Akash.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, just write the question. Convert the following into Kelvin.
Well done.
That's good. And Akash.
Wait, sir, 1 second.
Okay.
Sir, done.
Akash, do it and tell me. Mohammed, you can give your answer in chat box if you
Yes.
are comfortable.
Sir, sure.
So done, sir.
Okay. 100 degrees centigrade, 373 Kelvin,
70.
300 Kelvin occurs,
Yes, yes.
and 50. What about 50? 273 we will add, then we will get 323 Kelvin, I think.
323,
And here it is 273
273.
Kelvin. Okay, 350 Kelvin is like how many degrees centigrade? Tell me. We
77.
just 273, 7,
77, sir.
77 degrees centigrade. It is 200 or 300?
300, sir.
300 degrees centigrade, and it is 5 degrees centigrade, है ना?
5.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, convert the following Kelvin into degree Fahrenheit. There is no direct relation. So we will convert Kelvin into degree centigrade, and then we will calculate degree Fahrenheit. So here it is. First 298 Kelvin, and then 373 Kelvin, and then we will have 323 Kelvin. Just 3. Done.
Just one second.
Okay. Good, Mohammed, good. Okay, we will check it. Occurs the first one.
Sir, is it 76.73?
76 point.
73.
Okay, let me check it. The first is degree centigrade. In degree centigrade, it will be 25 degrees centigrade.
Yes, sir.
Now we will put degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 into degree centigrade, which is 25. plus 32. Then it will cancel out, and it will be 45 plus 32, which is equal to 77. Occurs.
Oh,
Where,
sorry, sir.
where have you mistaken?
Oh, sir, I did it fully wrong, sir.
Oh,
Sorry, sir, I did fully wrong.
okay, okay.
I did.
Just try the B. C, one is 122 or 104.
Sir, 122. I just got like
Oh.
calculation mistake in converting from Kelvin to Celsius. So
Okay. Akash, did you correct it? The first one?
No, yes, first one I got, so
Okay.
I'm doing.
$373 Kelvin in degree centigrade. How much? 100 degree centigrade. Occurs.
Yes,
All the
yes, sir.
values that I have given is almost when you put it in the formula, it will cancel out. Like degree Fahrenheit is equals to 9 by 5 into degree centigrade, which is 100 plus 32, which is 20 times. 9 to the 18 plus 32,
212.
12. Mohammed,
oh, sir,
212.
I did not change one, sir. While adding, I just changed 12. Then I didn't put 2.
Okay.
112 I wrote.
323 Kelvin in degree centigrade. How much? 50 degree centigrade.
Yes.
323 minus 273. 50 degree centigrade. And if we will convert 50 degree centigrade into
9 by 5.
degree Fahrenheit,
That's right.
90 plus 32. What is
Yes.
90 plus 32 is equal to 122.
Yeah,
122 degree Fahrenheit. So the questions I have given the value, the magnitude is almost, whenever you keep it in formula, it will cancel out.
Yes.
Akash, done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we will have next topic like scientific notation. It is scientific notation. And what is scientific notation? Scientific notation is any number if we are writing in terms of 10 raised to the power something or m raised to the power something is scientific notation. In earlier days when Avogadro number came out, Na, do you know the value of Avogadro number, Akash?
No, sir.
Okay, Avogadro number for in class 9th you have studied in mole. Okay, Avogadro number equals to 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23. And it is scientific notation. It is written in scientific notation because it is written in terms of 10 raised to the power something. In earlier days, if scientific notation wasn't there, then we have to write like 602222. Sorry, there is only two times. 00000. How many times? 20 times. So it is quite tough now. It is quite tough to express numbers, large numbers.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Then here scientific notation comes if we have to write like this number in scientific notation, then we just have to write 10 raised to the power 9. So it is easier to express the bigger number in shorter. That is scientific notation. Hackers got it?
Yes, sir.
If I have something like 1.008 and we can have more than one scientific notation. If I want to write like 10 into 10 raised to the power 5 into 10 raised to the power 4, I can write easily, because from this we can calculate 10 raised to the power 5 plus 4 is equal to 10 raised to the 9. Can you write the scientific notation of this?
No.
This is the last, right? This is already in already. So
Scientific notation is like something to the power something.
10
If
10 to the
you
power
have
0.
questions, write the scientific notation of this. I will just write it like
10 to the power 0.
this upon 40 and then 1000. Sorry, I just increased number of 0 here. It is 30, just 30 and total 4 and 10 raised to the power -4. Can I write it?
Yes, sir.
Scientific rotation is something we express in powers. So if we have questions like 2000 and tell you that write the scientific notation of it, so I can write 2 into 10 raised to the power 3.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But you are inaudible. Mohammed?
Yes, sir. I got it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Akash?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have some questions about scientific notation. Shall I change the slide?
Yes, sir.
Express the following in scientific notation. Express the following in scientific notation. The first one 0.0048 234 comma 00 8008 500.0. This is 5. Just don't go for 6. 5. And the fifth one is 6.001.
Sir, can you just show the other side for 1 second?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
If you are done with question number 1, just tell me the answer.
Sir, it's 4.8 into 10 raised to the power 3.
You can write like that also. If I want to explain it, just see 48 into 48 upon 1000. Will it be Akash?
What, sir?
0.0048 can be written as 48 upon 10,000 or not?
No.
No. If we will remove decimal from here,
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
we can write it. And we can also write 48 into 10 raised to the power -4.
Yes.
You are not agree with it. 48 upon, we can write 10 raised to the power 4. Write it or not?
Yes, yes, sir. Oh, so it'll
And
be
whenever
48
it
times 10 raised to minus
48 into 10 raised to the power minus
4.
4. And what's your answer, Mohammed? 44.8 into
10 raised to 3, sir.
only 3 or minus 3?
The 3, because it goes front, right? We take this
No,
0
no,
and
no. Just think about it. 4.8 into 10 raised to the power 3 means 4.8 into 1000. Will it be or not?
yes, sir, minus 3.
Then if we will remove the decimal, then 101 and then 10 will come, and
Yes, sir.
the value will be 488 now.
Yeah, it goes back. So it's minus
Then
3.
it must be minus 3.
Yes.
Occurs. Do you get it? And this
Yes,
is
sir.
this answer is also good, and this answer is also good. And what about this? We can write 234 into 10 raised to the power 3,
3.
or we can write
2.3.
2.34 into 10 raised to the power 5. We increase, we just decimal for the decimal. We can write or not, Akash?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we can also write it's 8.008 into 10 raised to the power 3. So
Yes, sir.
we can write on it, Akash,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
8008 upon 1000. Then 10 raised to the power 3 means 1000, and it will cut down, and the value will be same. 500 can be written as 5 into 10 raised to the power 2.
Yes, sir.
And it can be written as 60012 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, write it. Akash,
Done, sir.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
done. Okay, so just take it for it is a minor mistake from here. Just at the sum, what did you say about this 4.8 or something? Is it or here? Okay, scientific notation is like this. If we are having bigger number like 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23, or we are having like this number, we can write 6.0 into 10 raised to the power. How many zeros are here? 7. And if you have given number like this 6.0012, it is already expressed in scientific notation. Akash,
Sir, not very.
clear? Okay. Just see here. If you have given number like this, you can write it 1 into 10 raised to the power 5, or you can write it 1.0 into 10 raised to the power 5. You can write or not.
Yes, sir.
This is the scientific notation. Okay, there is no difference between this and this, but there is a decimal which represents it. If you have given 5.003, you just don't need to write it like what I said earlier, 5003 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. It is already expressed in scientific notation. If there will be bigger number like this, then we can write it like this or this. Mohammed,
Yes, sir. So we basically write it 5.003 into 10 raised to the power 0. So it becomes 1, right?
yes, just suppose this is not scientific notation. If something is given occurs in decimal, like a small number like this, we can write 5.003 into 10 raised to the power 0.
Okay.
Occurs,
Okay, sir.
occurs, you are not audible.
Hello, sir.
Yes, now tell me.
Yeah, okay, sir. I understood.
Occurs,
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, yeah. I understood, sir.
Yes, just I'm explaining it again. Just see, if you are give a bigger number, then you can arrange it in 10 raised to the power something. And if you are if you have given like this number 6.00 6.0012, then you should write 6.0012 into 10 raised to the power 0, because the number is already small.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and here it is. Okay, done for the day. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me, Mohammed, and no doubt we will discuss about significant figures in next class. Just read it before the class.
Yes, sir.
Significant laws of chemical combination. There will be 4 laws of chemical combination, which is very important. And you can also read about atomic mass. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Akash,
Yes,
Mohammed,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank-
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.